Welcoming back Sam Stout to MMAOddsBreaker. Getting ready to fight Frankie Perez come up here on UFC Fight Night 74 in Saskatoon, which is the first time I never thought I would ever be saying that UFC is going to Saskatchewan.
Hey man, they're going everywhere now.
Is there another spot in Canada that you would love to see? Obviously, because you're Canadian, that you'd love to see the UFC go to, that like an out of the way place that's like not normal. Stay off Toronto, stay off Montreal. Like, give us some like really random weird place.
You know what? Honestly, I'd like to see them come to my hometown, to London. It's about 500,000 people here. We got a place that's a great venue for it. It's one of the junior hockey arenas. Holds about 11,000 people. It'd be kind of perfect for the shows they've been putting on, like one of these free Fox cards, and it's a big MMA community. Myself, Chris Clements, Jesse Ronson, Chad Laprise, Hordeski. We all came up in this one little town. So just based on our following alone, I'm sure we could sell that arena out.
Not to mention, it's only about an hour and 15 from Toronto. Am I correct?
Hour and a half, yeah.
Okay, so you're still going to pull some of the Toronto crowd, which is a bigger metropolitan. Sure. And I kind of agree with you. I think a smaller Fox Sports free card, would be great at 11,000 seat arena. I think it'd be perfect up there in London.
For sure. But you know what? That being said, coming to a place like Saskatoon, I've been out there a couple times in my day, and it's there's not a whole lot going on. So those are the kind of places. It's a huge deal there. It's you go to cities like Toronto and Montreal. There's something happening every single day of the week, right? So people don't get quite as hyped up about it. But in a place like Saskatoon, where there's not a whole lot going on, the whole town gets excited. People come from all over the province and not just even within the city, right?
Yeah, Saskatoon, when they announced it, I was like, it's kind of a weird spot. Did a little research on it. Like, holy crap, it's like a huge fight town. And there's nothing else to do. So it's going to sell out. It's going to be rowdy. A lot of beer drinkers. We all know Canadians love their beer, but they're not beer drinkers like, and the Irish are going to beat me up again, but they're not fighters like the Irish. We're like the Irish fight. And they're not dirty fighters by any means.
We're friendly drunks.
Canadians are friendly drunks. The Irish as a whole want to drink and then want to fight, but they don't want to like beat you to death. They just want to have a fight and then go buy another beer. So it's like a different kind of concept. Saskatoon is going to be awesome. It's going to be a great venue. Will you? It's so far away from you, though. It's the province is on the other side of the country.
It's about kind of midway through. So we're in Ontario, then there's Manitoba, and then Saskatchewan. So it's still a couple hour flight for sure. It's not.
Are you still gonna have a hometown advantage going against Frankie?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's been almost 10 years for me in the UFC. So and there's not. There's a good amount of Canadian guys now, but I'm one of the original guys that's still in it, and I get a pretty warm reception anywhere I go in Canada. So I'm pretty sure I'll have the crowd on my side for this one.
You have a daughter now. I mean, most people know that already. Is she gonna come with? Is she gonna stay back, and you'll see when you get back?
It's funny. Her mother is actually from Saskatoon, so. And she's going to be she'll be there at the same time, but I don't want my little girl at my fights. It's I know some guys like to bring their kids to the fight, not that she'll even know what's going on. She just turned a year a few months ago, so she's not going to really be able to take it all in and kind of. I think she's still a little young to bring into a big rowdy crowd like that. So maybe. I'll let her watch some of my fight videos when she gets a little bit older, but I don't really want to have her there.
I brought my kids when they were younger, but they stayed in the hotel. And my eldest, who's 22 now, God bless him.
Yeah. So she'll be in town. Actually, her mother is flying home to see her family. That she timed it at the same time. So so I won't have to be away from her for that fight week. I can zip over to. They're gonna stay with the family, and I'll stay at the hotel, and I'll go visit her and see her family and stuff, and so I won't have. That's kind of a nice thing to have for this one. I won't have to be away from my baby girl for a week, so that's every little bit helps, right?
I talked to Josh Berkman, who's also fighting on this card. He's actually fighting another one of your countrymen in Patrick Cote, and that's one of the biggest problems he has when he goes to training camps. Is he loves his kids, he loves his wife, he likes to be around the family. He just can't be gone for that long. Are you having a harder time getting to training camp because you're like, okay, I got to get home. I got to watch it today, and I'm about to skip out of training camp 15 minutes early because I got to bolt out? Is it becoming more problematic because you do like spending time with your daughter?
No, her mother and I get along really well, and she's very understanding of the whole training situation that I have, and I'm doing for the most part of my training camps here in London or close by Toronto or Windsor, which are all kind of in southwestern Ontario, and we've had a lot of guys coming to us in London for training partners. Our gym's one of the one of the nicer gyms in the area, and it's also very central, so guys can come from Toronto and guys can come from Windsor, and we're kind of in the middle, so I haven't had to do a whole lot of driving and traveling and stuff like that, so that's been kind of nice as well.
And you and the mom are not together, right?
No,
But you
we're
guys are
not.
still really close friends.
We're like best friends. Yeah,
It's
it's really
it's a weird. It's weird.
it's weird for a lot of people, but especially at first, there was a lot of people that are like, "Are you guys going to try and make it work?" And we both kind of said like, "Let's make this about the baby and not about us." And a lot of people had a hard time wrapping their brains around it in the beginning, but now they see it's been well over a year since Logan was born, and she's got two parents that love her, and we never fight about anything. There's no jealousy. There's no weirdness. It's really great, and we're like best friends. There's none of that relationship drama between us, and it's worked out really well, and we're both really happy, and we got a happy little baby.
Usually I don't harp on, or stay so long on, okay, how's the ex-girlfriend, how's the baby's mama, but the thing is that like, I've been finding out as I'm older and I'm watching that a lot of athletes, especially MMA, are falling apart and losing what they could actually win at because of their outside life, outside the sport life. And specifically talking about when you're dealing with an ex with kids, or you're dealing with a current that you're always battling with. Like some guys, we all know them. We have friends that all like drama. They want the drama girl.
Everyone knows somebody in that situation.
And it's like, why are you in it? But it seems like you've got everything kind of squared away, personal life wise.
I'm super lucky, and I'm sure, in theory, it's a great idea for everyone, and everyone should be doing it. But it only works with certain personality types. We're very understanding with each other. We've kept the lines of communication really open right from the beginning. If there's any kind of issue comes up, we nip it in the butt right away. We talk about it. We don't let things kind of stew under the surface and start building resentment towards each other. We just keep everything out in the open. We just lay everything on the table as soon as it comes up, whether it be one of us dating somebody else, one of us having a different idea of a set of morals or a set of things we want to raise our daughter with. We just really have a lot of back and forth, and that's, I think, the key to getting along, and not even getting along in this situation, but any situation between two people, right? It's just communication,
just
right?
It kind of sounds like it's student, athlete, and coach. Like you're like, coach, this isn't working for me. I don't know what to do. Coach saying, hey, look, you're not getting this right. What's happening? Let's try to figure this out. It's almost like athlete-coach kind of situation, but you're doing it as parents.
Except one person isn't the boss. One person doesn't have the final say, right? So it's a lot more back and forth. But it's, a similar idea. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, then it looks like everything's right in your personal life.
Yep.
Training camp, of course, every athlete gives me the exact same standard answer. Best training camp of my life, in the best shape of my life. The strongest I've ever been. Like, I get it. We're all trying to sell the fight. But let's really talk about Frankie. Like, what do you see him as a fighter, and what did you have to do differently in this training camp to get prepped for him?
Well, as always with a little bit taller guy, I've had to bring in sparring partners that are, a little bit taller than me, 5'11", 6. He's listed at 5'11". So I've been bringing in tall guys. I've been, working a specific game plan for a taller opponent on the feet, and also comes from a very good gym with some good grapplers. So I've had to bring in a lot of not only good grapplers, but good grapplers with that long body type, because they're always going for those tall guy submissions. He's good with his guillotines. He's good. I got to watch out for long legs and triangles and stuff like that. So. And especially from a very respected camp, we're training with Frankie Edgar and Almeida, and I gotta make sure I'm on point and my ground game sharp.
Has it been difficult to find guys? Because it seems like it's now. It used to be a year ago, a year and a half ago. Tall guys at your weight class are not, or maybe one or two of them. So who really cares? Now it kind of seems like everybody's getting taller.
Yeah, you know what? I've definitely noticed that trend going that way, and it's just a lot of guys just cutting so much weight, right? You get these like guys that have frames that they could really be fighting at 170, and they just get super skinny, and you fight these like you see guys 6'2" at 155 now. It's crazy. It sucks because you're always. I've been working a lot more head movement and getting inside on people a lot more, but. That being said, we're starting to have a lot of these tall, like lankier guys are really starting to gravitate towards MMA, and they're starting to see so we've got a bunch of 155 pounders. We got four guys now. That being said, they're all like this is four guys at Adrenaline that I have at my disposal to spar with every day that are 155ers. Now they're not UFC level guys yet, but they're up and comers. But you get four guys and you get a fresh guy on you every round. It's still you're still getting your work in and you're still getting those looks, right? And these aren't guys that are and you don't want guys that are going to be hurting you in training anyways, right? So you got guys you can try new things with, and you can strategize and work game plans on. So I haven't had too much of a problem. I got a bunch of guys in house that are exactly the same size as this guy, so I think I'll be ready for the look.
Both you and Perez are coming off of losses. He just lost to Johnny Case, and you're actually two in a row for you.
Yeah.
Is this going to be a do or die situation for you? Is it like one of those? If I don't win this fight, the UFC could. We all know they cut guys at 2 losses. I mean, at 3 losses, it's kind of eminent. But you're also Sam Stout, so it's a little bit different for you than most other guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at it that way. Your job's always on the line when you're in this kind of situation. I've had 2 losses, and not only that, but 2 bad losses.
Yeah.
So,
but they were tough opponents. It wasn't like you're losing to scrubs. You lost to KJ Noons, and then you lost to Ross Pearson, both by KO. But these are guys that are the upper level, the upper elite of the weight class. So it's not like you're losing to some low level scrubs. Yeah. You're getting beat by the better guys. Is it? I see you chewing and licking your lips, and I can see your body language like you're getting fucking irritated. I can see it. It's still these losses still bother you, right?
I don't like losing.
Well, of course not, but the losses still bother you. Like you went back and looked at the tape and you saw, oh shit, this is what I did wrong. You can see where you screwed up. Like where you messed up. Is it still eating you every morning? You're waking up and I gotta fix that.
And I've never lost 3 fights in a row in my career, and I don't want to start on this one. So I'm coming out, and I've been hungry for this one, and usually the summers are so short in Canada. I usually like to take them off, but this time I said no. I was itching to get back in there, and I'm going out like I got something to prove this time, and yeah, no, I'm fired up, and I what you were saying about like it being a guy saying the same thing about their training camp. So my training camp has definitely not been the same, and I'm not going to give you the cliche stuff that it's been the best camp and I'm in the best shape and blah blah blah. But what it is I've started training a lot smarter, and I'm training, and I've come to this realization that I'm 31 years old now, and my first fight in the UFC I was 21 years old. 31 years old may not be that old, but I got a lot of miles on me, and my body doesn't bounce back the way it used to. I can't. You get these. You start doing it. You do a training camp a certain way for so long, you burn it. It gets burned into your brain that's how it's done. But you got to realize you have to adapt to your body as you get older. As you get, for me, it's not like I got to be in there drilling new techniques twice a day, every day. I got to be in shape. I got to remember. I got to sharpen up the skills that I know, and I got to come up with a good game plan. I don't need to spend, hours and hours grinding it out on the mats because my body just can't handle it anymore. And so recovery has become as important of an aspect of my training camp as the actual work itself for the last few camps and really this one in particular.
You know what, Sam? I was kind of ho-hummed about this fight when they made the announcement. Like, Sam Stout's going to fight another guy. Frankie both come with a loss. Let's just kind of see what happens.
Yeah.
Now with the interview, you made me excited about the fight. Like now I know, okay, this is why I like interviewing guys, because now I know where you're at. Like I know that you're actually you're pissed. Like you're upset that you lost 2 in a row. You're like, I'm not going to go on a 3-fight losing streak. I got a daughter I got to worry about. I got a house I got to worry about. Like it's not the normal cliche little crap that every fighter goes, got to feed my family. You're like, I'm pissed that I lost. Like you're mad that you lost.
Hell yeah.
And by the way, this is for the folks at home, ladies and gentlemen. This is about as mad as you're ever going to see Sam. He never gets mad. This is as mad as he gets. This is it. So.
This is it. Yeah.
This is him pitching a fit. So. I'm happy. I'm really happy that you actually got your shit together.
Yeah, man. I feel good about this one. I'm ready to go, man, and I'm hungry for it.
Good for you. Well, that's Sam Stout, hands of stone. Get ready to fight Frankie Perez. Come here on UFC Fight Night 74, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada, August 23rd. Sam, thanks so much for coming on, man. And I really I'm really excited about this fight now. Like I'm not just pitching you a line. I'm not trying to. Like, I was just like, whatever, doing this interview. Now I'm like, I can't wait for this fight.
I'll do my best to live up to the hype, man.
Perfect. I love it. Thanks so much, Sam. Have a great rest of the day, and kiss Logan for me. I'll talk to you later.
Take it easy, man. I will do that.